Hi, this is Sitima Fowler, CEO of Capstone. I'm here with Bob Healy from Labella Associates. We're so excited to be here with Bob because Labella has been on so many awards and lists. They've been on the 2013 as one of the top architecture firms and on the 2013 top 100 engineering firms. And also Bob has been a nominee for the 2013 Small Business Person of the Year. So Labella has over 250 employees. It is one of the leading architecture and engineering firms in Rochester, and we're so excited to be talking to him today. And you are a Rochester rock star, Bob.
Well, thank you.
So, Bob, when I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, you know, the economy is certainly a factor, and people say, okay, I'm not growing as fast because of the economy. What is your thoughts around that, the economy, which is clearly not under our control?
I guess we look at it a different way. Strategically, I mean, we've been able to grow through a difficult economy. I think we were proud that being included in the top 100 this year, we were one of the few architecture and engineering firms that were recognized on that list. But it started strategically. I mean, we want to grow. We planned in terms of a strategic direction for growth of the company, not only geographically, but in the services and the markets that we're in. We've got a wonderful team. I think you need teamwork in our business, and we're surrounded by some very talented professionals that are empowered and energetic and committed to growth. And we have some wonderful client relationships. I think focusing on relationships versus focusing on projects has been a key driver in our growth.
Okay, so despite the economy, you are creating your own opportunities by having employees that are empowered to go look for them and work on them, and as well as the client relationships and fostering and growing your existing client base.
Absolutely. I mean, we look at, okay, what did we do last year? Sometimes it's evaluating what our competition is doing. But also, we want to be able to provide more service. We want to be dynamic and being flexible and being able to change. The marketplace has changed, and the way we deliver services is different today than it was several years ago, and I'm sure it's going to be different tomorrow. And as long as we focus on that and focus on what our clients are looking for and how we can best deliver that, we're going to continue to grow and be successful.
Okay, great. So a lot of the things that you mentioned was around employees. So tell me a little bit about your company's culture, and when you have 250 employees, how do you instill those values, your company culture, throughout the entire employee base?
We have a set of core values that we talk about with our employees. We kind of repeat it during our meetings and when we're together and as part of training exercises. We're committed to growth, not only in the company, but growth for our employees. As the company grows, it provides opportunities for employees to grow and develop as well. One of our key core values is honesty and integrity. We strongly believe in being open, honest with our clients and with our employees. And I still value being able to sit down with a client or a business associate and know that a handshake is enough. That well, technically, you need a contract and you need sometimes the legalese to get things done. Having partners that are committed to success as a team is really a driving focus of that in terms of our core values, and also providing the resources necessary. We want to see things from our client side of the table so that we help improve their business. When they have a project or they have an issue that requires our services, we want to understand what their business is and be able to provide a solution in a cost-effective way that respects their resources and helps them improve their business and the quality of the work that they do.
Now, you had mentioned to me before this interview that you do a all-employee type meeting where you rent out the convention center. So tell me about that.
Well, we've grown in terms of the number of employees. We've actually doubled to about 250 employees in the last 5 years. and we're in different geographic locations. And because of that growth, we've needed a larger venue to be able to meet. But we hold quarterly meetings, company meetings, and we have one tomorrow, just by chance. And our venue is to hold that at the convention center, where we have video links and hookups in an interactive way with our offices in Spain, in Charlotte, North Carolina, Scranton, Pennsylvania as well. And we put everything on the table. We're going to talk, because our fiscal year just ended, our meeting tomorrow will be to talk about our performance, how we did in 2013, what our goals are for 2014, what our schedule is for strategic planning within each division of the company. And then we usually put a theme around it in terms of, you know, what can make it fun, what can make it reflective, and certainly we want to celebrate the year that we had last year and give thanks to everybody involved.
So at Capstone, we're at 16 employees. When I need to be, when I'm big enough to rent out the convention center, I'll let you know, okay? Because you were my inspiration. Good. So, okay, so tell me a little bit about the key metrics you look at. And for 2014, what are you going to have a laser sharp focus on? What are the things you look at?
Yeah, well, the metrics we look at, I mean, on a weekly basis, it's utilization. I get a sheet every week that comes out of our accounting office that looks at utilization across the board in terms of how busy our employees are, and that gives us a sense of where things are at. The division directors, we meet every week and talk about projects, what's due, what we're chasing. We get a marketing report each week in terms of business development, areas where we have either proposals to submit or we have interviews scheduled for certain projects. As well as looking at staffing. Do we have staffing needs? Do we have office needs? And do we have, probably most importantly, are there any issues that we see with projects or clients that need to be focused on and addressed? Because we do want to focus on any issues as early as possible in terms of looking at that. Our backlog of work, one of the things that's unique to architecture and engineering industry is the backlog is short-lived. You're always looking to fill in new work as the year goes along. But we keep a backlog and we collectively look at that to be able to give a focus as to how busy the year will be. Right now, 2014, and we'll be talking about that tomorrow, we're in a fairly strong position. We've picked up some work. We've got some good projects and some good clients. And it certainly looks like we have a stronger year starting out 2014 than we did going into 2013.
That's fantastic. Okay, so that's a good sign then. I mean, there is work and movement in the economy. I mean, people are investing in architecture and engineering projects.
Yes, they are, and I think that there's a number of wonderful entrepreneurs in our community. In other parts of the country where we service as well, that are investing, that are trying to develop businesses such as yours, and become part of the growth and success of the business enterprise in Rochester.
Wonderful. So I wish you luck in 2014. That's fantastic to hear, and I wish you luck at tomorrow's meeting and energizing your workforce. So tell me about just who has, I mean, your architecture is your trade. That's what you went to school for. That's your craft. You got, probably more than 4 years of training. I don't know if do you have
I was five.
Yeah,
five
yeah.
and a half.
I'm an engineer. I have 5 years background as well, and then masters. But the business part is when I came into Capstone, it's like nobody taught me about sales and marketing in any of those schools. Like the business acumen part of it. Where did you get that? Is there a mentor? Do you belong to a round table of CEOs? Like, where did you learn the business part of running this?
I think actually coming up, if you want to talk about mentors for a minute, I had a uniquely gifted experience starting with my father, who worked at Kodak for 41 years, knew very little about architecture. But when I told him that I wanted to become an architect, he taught me to be personally responsible. He had me come downtown, set up a meeting where I met with the local architect, learned a little bit, enough so that I wanted to pursue it as a career. And then I got hired in my second year in school, and I worked throughout the rest of my college years at the Pike Company, which was John B. Pike at the time. And I was alongside some wonderful talent in terms of experience in the construction industry. They allowed me to sit at their side and learn about the business and learn about ethics and learn about quality. And then when I was hired to build an architecture presence here at Labella, Sal Labella had started a company. We were about 35 employees, and he really instilled the core values about business and ethics and keeping a reputation in the community that we've continued to grow. And today, I mean, over the last several years, I've worked most closely with Sergio Estevan, our CEO, and Rob Pepe, who's our CFO. And it's more than business. I mean, we are close friends. The friendship that I have with the two of them really makes the hard work of the business so much more gratifying, and the time that you put into it.
Okay, wonderful. So I think this is great. I mean, you've shared a lot of things that I think entrepreneurs can get inspired on and actually take little nuggets out and implement in their own business. So thank you for that, and thank you for your advice. Do you have any last words of advice for entrepreneurs out there?
I think high energy and being able to pursue your dreams. I know that it always sounds like the grass may be greener somewhere else, but I'm from Rochester. I grew up in this community. I chose to stay here when I got out of school. It is a wonderful place to raise a family, pursue your dreams, develop a business. There's a lot of talented people in this area, and I wish everyone the success to pursue their dreams and fulfill their goals, their personal goals.
And stick to it, right? Because I mean, you get roadblocks, and there are days when you feel like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get out of this? I don't have the answer, but then you reflect.
Absolutely, that's important. Is there are going to be times, the sleepless nights, or when things don't go your way. It's being able to get up the next day and reevaluate and refocus on the next step, and having a good team of people around you that share those values is very important.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for watching. If you want to submit your name for Rochester, to be interviewed for a Rochester Rockstar, go to www.rochesterrockstars.com, and I look forward to meeting you soon.